The camera, you'll have to excuse the camera. It's in the way for right at the moment because I am in the process of taking pictures of the Scarlet in progress, documenting it step by step with the black drop, and I am going to try out the white one and we'll see which one I like the best, whichever makes the part pop. When you do publications, you kind of need a good backdrop. I used to try to do a kind of a light blue, but I see most publications usually do white, but I think there's a lot of shadow in the white when I look at the magazines, so I'm probably going to do the black, but I want to do both just to see which one I like best. And I may just do both parts while I take pictures, do it in both colors, and just let the company fine scale, let them decide which one they want. But anyway, we can work around the camera. The P38, and last I left off, I did get the all clad on, and went back in with some inks down there, and it's just the flat black, which is translucent. So I did win a little bit of shading. Now this is the way I like to do aluminum aircraft. I don't like to pre-shade. I like to post-shade on it. I think it makes it a unique appearance, makes it look a little weathered and ain't super clean. And I always preach style. I think when you build a model, your style should be prevalent when you build a kit, especially when you paint. That way it just gives it a different effect when you see it, when the light hits it, just different areas of shine. A little darker in some areas, a little lighter in some, just try to make it random, and I think it looks pretty slick. Next thing I got to do is paint the inside of the wheel wells there, which will be a cockpit green. I'll try to accomplish that today, and then after I get that, then I'm going to take some future there and future the whole entire model so I can go back in and put the decals on. A lot of people with that want to do all clad, they always you know, it is a lacquer and they want to paint, you know, other colors on. I always say put your base coat on, you know, your all clad, get you your future, spray that on, let that dry for a day, and then go back in and if you need to mask something, the future will be dry and you'll have basically a barrier, so no peeling or anything of that nature will affect it. But anyway, P38 is getting closer and closer to getting to be the decal stage. The Tsar tank. Now I went back in. I got to explain a couple things here. I've got almost all the parts on it. The port plugs, I have to leave some of them on. If I actually cut the port plug off this, I'd actually have to make a bracket, and I don't think it'd be sturdy enough to hold the weight of the wheels here. And it's not too bad. I got to sand a little bit more to get the ridge down, just to make it look part of the tank. And it's just actually a very cool looking, you know, tank itself. It's a engineer nightmare, I think, but anyway, I did go back in. I did get some new tips at the hobby store. They only had 3 left, so I bought all those, and then I bought some extensions, and you know, it's just a crazy time at the that was about my expense at the hobby store. But anyway, the bracket here on the inside, they really should be up against the wheel well there. Really can't, and I really tried to get it, but it looked more like you tried to bend it forward on both sides. So I just left them straight, and it makes it, I think it looks more uniform this way. I'm going to add a little detail here just to blend it all in. I'll probably add some detail there just to make it look you know, believable. And basically all I got to do is sand down a few little areas, and I start adding some styrene and some bits and pieces, because on the bottom here I got the bottom piece in and I got it flush, cut and sanded on one side, and I cut and sanded the other side, and I got one side flush and I can't get the other side back out. I mean, it's in there too. So I went ahead and just tacked it with glue, and I'll take some styrene and fill the side up over here, and we'll just, since it's on the bottom, you can't see it, but I'll just add some detail on it. And all I got to add is the little turret things that go all the way around. And I did one right there, so it's pretty sturdy. And basically all I got to do is sand and do a little filling here and there. So that's going to probably take the most time, and then we can start adding some primer. The wheels back here, they're going to be a little crooked. You can probably see it. There is no way to put the little bracket that goes in the center of the wheel, and there's no way to really mount it on the side here. And it's just been yeah, it was almost a nightmare. But anyway, I glued them to the hole, and the hole, the bracket here is actually broke, and just had to re-glue and re-glue. So finally they're on there, and it does hold the weight, so I ain't complaining, and I'm ready to rock and roll some more on this. One thing I'm not going to add to the Tsar tank, and I really can't add it, and I want to say this, when I build ships for people, there's actually going to be like a little railing that goes here. I really can't put that on. It would get absolutely destroyed if I ship it back, and it's really not noticeable, that you really don't need it. You got the basic tank here, and it's like ships. I can't rig a ship and ship it to people. It just absolutely destroy it. So that's one thing I'm not going to put on, but I am down to just little turret deals, and we're good to go. The Richard Petty car. I did take apart the die cast, got the inside out, and the interior, it actually fits the car perfectly. That's crazy. And I didn't turn on the computer there, but anyway, on Richard Petty's car, on the inside, it's actually, it's not gray or anything like that. It's actually a Petty blue. So I had to go look online at the car modelers, and Petty blue is actually grabber blue from Model Master. So that's the closest color you can get to Richard Petty's blue here. So I had to go get that because I'm going to have to I have to first make sure everything fits, and then I'll go in, I'll paint the interior Petty blue, get the engine in, paint it, and I got some more reference material on it, so I'll show everyone once I get on. But it's more planning. Then I got to get the excuse me, on a better word, NASCAR wheels off, and I'll put them on here. But I gotta find a way how to pop them off. There's screws, but it's actually on an axle, so we'll figure it out. But anyway, hopefully we'll get that. There's my assistant, and hopefully I like to get at least the wheels on. I don't think I'll be able to do it because there'll probably be no working parts, as I'll probably have to just pull these off and actually just glue them on. But anyway, and last thing I did is the hood here on the 71 on the GTX. If you look real closely, it's actually there's an indention, and on the NASCAR cars, it's got a smooth hood. So what I did is I filled it with putty. I want to sand this down. If you can see right here, you can see the indention. I'll sand this down smooth, put another deal of putty on, sand it down one more time, and then I'll probably do one more third deal of putty just to get everything smooth, and we'll be ready to rock and roll on that. But anyway, that is what I've got going on today. We got the Richard Petty's car. The Tsar tank's getting close to completion. Just got to do the little sanding and fiddly bits. Painting continues on the P38, and we are camera duty for the fine scale Viper. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.